Hey guys, Chris here from Cohesive Friendship Unit. I am with Jeremy
Hey yo, what up?
and Brian.
What's going on?
And in honor of the NES Classic launching tomorrow, as of the recording of this video, we thought that we would kind of revisit the Nintendo Classics lineup and talk about what we might be getting in the future. Real quick, if you like this video, give us a like. If you have any thoughts, throw them down in the comments. If you have any video suggestions, throw them down in the comments. And if you love us, sub us. That sub will enter you into a giveaway. But we're going to be giving away some sick thoughts right now. So, NES
And
Classic.
those are free, son.
Those are free. NES Classic, huge fucking backlash when that shit came out. It is being relaunched to like appease the fans or whatever. That's fine, but I think that kind of asks a question. Like, this is effectively not a new system, but a lot of people couldn't get this as kind of like a relaunch. Do you guys think that we're going to get anything new this year, like an N64 or a Game Boy? I think those would be the two realistic next classics. Do you think we're going to get either, both, nothing? Where are we at? Is this classic shit dead? Do we even want another one?
We're not getting a Game Boy, that's for sure. Because
I agree
you
with
can
that.
get an actual Game Boy for like $30. So,
Yeah, but
like,
you
why
wouldn't have
would
to
you?
worry about, okay, pros
What
of
I'm saying is that,
getting
like-
a Game Boy Classic. It would be backlit. It would have a lithium ion battery. It would
Not
have
gonna
games
happen.
built in.
Yeah, but if you like that's like taking away from the experience. The experience is like the full thing, the bad points and the good points.
They would give you a backlit screen.
Yeah, but like the argument is strong against that, I think, because the price point would have to be so low. Like, there are people that mod original Game Boys to have features like that, and you're still talking less than $100.
Yeah, it would be
And-
less than $100. Probably be like $50.
I don't know.
So here's
man.
my
and then
biggest-
and then would it be a ROM cart, or would you be able
Yeah,
to play
so-
Game Boy games, only Game Boy games, or Game Boy games and
I
Game
would
Boy
assume it
Color
would be Game
games?
Boy and Game Boy Color. That'd be my guess. This is what the rumor mill
What
is.
about
Everyone's
Game
like,
Boy? What about Game Boy Pocket? Those like little weird ones.
I think it played the same games, right?
No, I think didn't
No,
they have?
they
Didn't they
had
have a couple that were like
no,
Jesus.
that happened. No, yes, they did. That happened during the Game Boy Advance. Yeah, it was. They were like Pokemon mostly specific in North America. I know what you're talking about, but no, they would not do that. Those are already small, Brian. What about a Virtual Boy Classic?
Yeah, dude.
Why don't we get
There
one
you
of those?
go.
You want to go into
We can put all 13 games the console had, and
and you get to play the Virtual Boy in virtual reality,
yeah.
and then it makes you sick in virtual reality, and then it makes you sick in real life.
Well, so
That's what's the meta.
Here's-
That's the plot twist.
Here's what I do think is kind of like an interesting contrast between a theoretical Game Boy Classic and a theoretical N64 is the Game Boy. I mean, yes, there's a link cable, but with the exception of Pokemon, that was seldom used. With the Game Boy, it's very much a personal experience. The N64 was like the first Nintendo console and pretty much realistically the first console to be 4-player. I think it would be like a lot of the good games on there, like it was the first Smash Brothers, it was the first 4-player Mario Kart, it was the first GoldenEye, which would be hard to get with licensing or whatever, but a lot of those games are multiplayer focused. So it's dichotomy
just-
there.
I'm gonna rescind what I said earlier because of a thought that I just had. I think that Nintendo could do it if they had like the features that you talked about, plus instead of a link cable, some sort of online multiplayer service
Yeah.
that was built into the thing, but like it did something with the software and the chipset to make the game cartridge think that you were just playing over a link with 4 other people, like a link cable. I think that would make it worth the money, but other than that, and I think that that's unlikely. I think there would be a lot of technical problems with that.
I don't think they're near to interested in putting that
No.
much effort into these little things.
The N64, however, I think would be interesting. I think there would be probably quite a bit of demand for those, and you could sell them at a higher price point.
Yeah, well, they already upped the price for the SNES, but yeah, they could up it again. I think the N64, the biggest thing I see as a problem is, well, two things. One, the licensing. A lot of the good games are now technically owned by Microsoft. And two, the processor in the SNES and the NES, they're the same processor between the two. They would have to do some new hardware. But they could do it. It's just like, do they want to? You know.
You're not really talking that advanced, though.
No. They just would have to do it. Like, and it would be a question of whether they wanted to.
I think another thing I would like to see is some sort of expandability with these things, like to put SD cards in, and Nintendo's never going to put an SD card slot in them because that's basically condoning downloading ROMs.
Yeah.
But
well, you can already do it, but yeah.
If they had like a quote unquote cartridge slot, and they had a cartridge that was like those multi cards you could buy back in the day, except it was basically just an SD card in a plastic case.
Like a proprietary.
Right, and you plug that into your mini and you get another 50 games in addition to the 20 that are already on there. I think that would give them a lot of resale value. It would help them to cater to the people who are like, we want this game, and it only came out in Japan and it wasn't really that popular, and it's only become popular recently because of the internet. And, you know, those are people who would buy things like this. So Nintendo has to be kind of listening to them and catering to them. If you had expandability, you could come out with cartridges for, like, if you like RPGs, you could come out with like a best of SNES RPG cartridge for people that just wanted to play that. You know, and that would satisfy a lot more people. You could charge way more than the manufacturing cost of something like that.
Yeah. I think a lot of people were hoping for that.
Well, and it would make the end consumer happier, because even though, like, effectively you haven't given them anything, you're just, like, making a capability that was kind of in their first party, like, you still feel like you're getting more. And you also get that, like, the experience of, like, putting the cartridge in the thing. And I don't know, little mini cartridges to go with a little mini system. I think it would kind of complete the package.
Someone on Reddit did that for... They like... made mini carts that they were basically, I mean, they acted as NFC things, and the NFC thing would just like enable the game. Like, the game was already on the hardware, but
so it was like you would put it in the thing and that would pull up the game on the
but
that's pretty cool. I mean, if someone on Reddit can do it in their fucking free time, then Nintendo can definitely figure it out.
Yeah. What do you think, Jeremy?
I agree that I think that would make people happy, but I don't think that's how Nintendo is viewing this project. I don't think that they're really trying to treat them like consoles. I think that they're trying to use them to boost, you know, media hype and good PR, and also to maybe make a little bit of money if they can. So I think that we'll probably have an N64 Mini at some point. It might not be now, because evidently they think they can get money out of the SNES Classic. It is the SNES Classic that's coming out again.
No, it's the NES.
The SNES.
The NES.
The NES. Okay,
yes.
That's what I meant to say. I don't know what the fuck I was saying. But yeah, so I think that's probably what we'll get. I think they want to kind of keep their cards close to the chest in terms of some of those other titles that might be a little more niche. And I think if they're going to put the effort into porting them, I would think that they would want to try and have that accessible somehow on the Switch. To boost the catalog of games there. You would think that. I still think they're going to go down that road at some point. You know, I don't remember the exact details of whatever, like, subscription package they're rolling out. Maybe they'll try and roll it into that.
That's like another thing I wanted to talk about. Like, that's just so befuddling to me that, like, the Switch Online service is launching with 20 NES games, right? And it just seems so weird. I'm not saying that they're cannibalizing each other, because they're not, but there is some slight overlap where, like, you're launching this NES console tomorrow, and in 2 months you're launching your online service, and one is giving 30 NES games and the other is giving 20 NES games, and there's going to be a very, very fair amount of overlap between. I mean, they've only announced 10 of them.
But I don't think people buy these mini consoles to
play. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. you're not cannibalizing, but it's like I just feel like now would have been the time to be like we're launching the N64 or instead of relaunching this. I don't know.
Nah, milk it, dude. They're milking it.
I don't
I'm
think
buying it.
that much overlap at all because like if you really want to play like an NES,
You can already
classic
do it.
NES game, well, the first glaring issue with the Switch is that the controller's not the same, and there's no way to plug an NES controller into a Switch. And we all know what happens when you turn the Switch controller sideways. So that like should not be recommended. The NES Mini is it's not really. It's a little bit closer to the.
Yeah, I see it as more of like an amiibo personally that you like bust out every once in a while. Maybe that's my use case at least. It's mostly sitting on my desk and I look at it, and then like when I'm hanging with Brian or you or like I bring it home or whatever. Like then we have like a fun night or two with it, and then it sits on my desk and I'm like, oh, that's a cool little Nintendo thing next to my amiibos.
Right. For people who are like hardcore into these
Amiibos
games,
do you have on your desk, Chris?
2, 4, 5, 7.
And how many have you actually amiiboed?
I own 8.
No, but how many have you gotten the DLC?
I've never scanned an amiibo.
Attaboy.
Oh, I have
Proud of
9.
you.
I have 9 if you count
He's
the
saving
Mario
himself.
cereal. Actually, no, I scanned 2. Doesn't matter.
He's saving himself.
But yeah, I think they're largely like a collector / nostalgia item. They're like for people who don't play video games and remember playing a video game so they buy it, or they're for people who play a lot of video games and already have access to all these games and are like, well, fuck it, I'll just put it on my desk.
You know, it's a lot more convenient than busting out the NES Mini every once in a while, building a RetroPie for like $50, and having fucking every game from NES, SNES, N64.
They're not guaranteed
so on and so
to
forth.
work though.
I do like.
No, they're not guaranteed. But
I do like Nintendo sanctioned products.
Of course, no, of course, and I do too. A, you avoid any risk involved. B, you get to support, the company if that's your deal and you want to do that. So those are positives, but like I don't think that like I just agreeing with what you just said. The number one people who are buying this aren't people who are necessarily like blocked out of playing their favorite classic title.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's do
I don't think we really, we didn't really talk that much about the N64. Is that like, how much of a rumor is there going on that?
There's a rumor. It's going to be one of the other. I mean, it's not really a rumor. It's like if you look at what's next in Nintendo, it's the N64 or the Game Boy. Like.
All right, so it's not going to be the Game Boy. The Game Boy Mini would be too similar to an actual fucking Game Boy. Like, how do you make that meaningfully different? You add a backlit screen, and you have some more preloaded games, which they're not going to do that. That would take way too much effort, and it would make it too expensive.
Yeah, it would just be like a lithium-ion battery.
No, the backlit is fine. I mean the online multiplayer, they're not going to bother with that.
Yeah, it would just be the battery and the backlit screen.
So that's
the other
not
thing,
really any
like,
different than a Game Boy.
Game Boy games, with the exception of like the best ones, are not super
also
good.
Aren't memorable, yeah.
Yeah.
There's like 5 good ones.
Yeah, exactly.
And most of them are Pokemon games.
Yeah, 4 of them are Pokemon games.
Yeah.
Link's Awakening was pretty good.
Like, but even like if you look at like the original Mario side scroller, not Mario Deluxe or whatever, but like the very first Mario they put on a Game Boy is like really rough.
It was like Super Mario Brothers 2 almost. It was that sort of graphic style.
It was like the 6 gold coins or something.
We were not winning with the original Mario on Game Boy.
And like Metroid, which is known as, like a exploration heavy game, like didn't include a map. Just, run around.
Go nuts.
Yeah. So I mean they haven't done so well. I think the Nintendo 64 is much more realistic.
It's going to happen.
Well, the thing with the 64 is there's no way to replicate the controller. Like there is no controller that you can like when we play the Dolphin emulator, like you can map all the GameCube buttons to an Xbox controller and it works just fine. Yeah. But like if you remember playing an N64, like it's just not gonna make sense
Yeah.
because it doesn't have a big fucking dingus sticking out.
like Zelda Ocarina of Time only works on that controller. I think I've played it on a lot. I've played it on a lot of stuff. Yeah. Again, I think the licensing is an issue, but
the licensing is an issue, but I don't think it's prohibitive. Like you lose rather Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie. You lose GoldenEye. What else do you lose? Perfect Dark. But you
Diddy
still
Kong
have
Racing.
Really? Who developed that?
Rare.
Oh fuck.
Yeah,
and
but
not
I mean,
to say that
that's fine.
Microsoft wouldn't allow it, because I think
they
might, or Nintendo could probably pay, but
right. But you still have
Donkey
Kong.
Probably
No,
do.
you lose
no.
that. That's Rare, yeah.
Jesus, Rare, you're killing us.
I know. It's almost like they were a second
But you got
studio.
You got Pokemon Stadium.
Yeah.
You got Pokemon Snap, which is what's most important.
Original Smash Bros.
You got Mario
Smash
Party.
Bros. Mario Party.
Mario Party. Several
Mario
Mario Parties.
You've got
actually.
Kart 64. You've got Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Mario
Majora's
64.
Yeah,
No,
Mario
there's a lot of
64
good
would be
shit.
huge.
You got Pokemon fucking Stadium.
I already said that shit.
Oh, sorry.
Pokemon Stadium 2.
Got Pokemon.
Which I did not say. Lugia is in that one, okay?
The mini games are good in that one.
The mini games are fucking
really
phenomenal
good
in that one.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty.
Does what was
There's a
what was
roster.
the one where you could it was a racing game, you could drive a golf cart and that was the fastest car in the game?
I don't know of that one.
I played it several times. It was one of my favorite ones to play when you're in a hotel and they had the N64 controller and you're like, I don't have video games at my house.
There were a lot of good Star Wars games, but I don't know if they could get.
Oh, Star Wars.
There's Rogue Squadron. There's Pod
Rogue
Racers.
Squadron, Pod Racing. I love Pod Racing.
He wants it now.
I do. I love Pod Racing.
Yeah, no, there's plenty to be had. Oh, you lose Conker's Bad Fur Day potentially.
That's fine.
Yeah, but that would be unlikely to be on a mainstream.
Well, that is true.
Well, yeah, that wouldn't come pre-bundled.
Yeah.
People lose their shit over that.
There's plenty of good stuff, but you also do lose some stuff.
You lose some classics, but there's some chance they could work it out. Microsoft's in bad shape.
Microsoft is in bad shape.
Well, also Nintendo and Microsoft are kind of buddy lately.
Yeah, they get
Kind of buddy.
They're making Minecraft commercials together. It's great.
Yeah, maybe next they'll be making Nintendo 64 Mini Classic.
Yeah, maybe
commercials.
next
So
year.
then they're gonna merge with Disney, and there'll be just one media company.
Well, then we can get Kingdom Hearts on the
On the
Switch.
on the Switch. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I think we're good. You think we're good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're good.
All right.
I think we're good.
Well,
The people asked, we answered.
The people asked. Speaking of people asking, Brian.
The people asking. Well, what I'm really waiting for is a 3DO. That's what I want. I want a 3DO mini. And if you also want a 3DO mini, go ahead and put that down in the comments there. And you know what to do with the ringy dingy and the sub button. Like Chris said, we're giving some free shit away. So that's some of the cool shit going on the Cohesive Friendship Unit channel situation. And smoke them if you got them, guys. That's all for me tonight, Chris.
All right. Thanks, Brian. We'll catch you guys next time.